News telecast. I'm moving head to Arachi.
And I'm Shara Mascarenas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
President says his intention is to see Sri Lanka as a cricketing giant again. China's Shanghai mayor agrees to support Sri Lanka in all aspects. March 12 movement stresses that people should vote in the future elections. Wealth earned by drug smuggling will be confiscated. The second test between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh scheduled for tomorrow in Chattogram. DS skipper records first double century during this big match season. Now on to those and more stories in detail. On today's top story, today is Good Friday that marks the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Christians world over commemorate this day.
Police say that a special security program is underway at the churches where Easter sermons were delivered today up until Sunday. Christian devotees engage in religious activities for a period of 14 days, remembering Jesus Christ's sacrifice of his life for the mankind. This period is considered as Lent season. This started on Ash Wednesday, and Christians engage in fasting, praying, and various other righteous activities during this period. Special masses are conducted in Catholic churches today to remember Jesus Christ's crucifixion. The Holy Week started last Sunday, known as Palm Sunday, and Jesus Christ's resurrection from the dead falls on Easter Sunday, the 31st of this month. During Easter week, special security program is underway at Catholic church premises island-wide. The police media spokesman DIG Nihal Thaldu said that police and STF officers, members of the three armed forces, will be deployed for the security program. President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed his aspirations for Sri Lanka to reclaim its position as the champion of cricket, highlighting the government's commitment to providing all necessary support to achieve this goal.
Speaking at the 125th anniversary celebration of the Sinhalese Sports Club at Shangri-La Colombo yesterday, the President emphasized the importance of maintaining separation between politics and sports. During the celebration, a commemorative book documenting the 125-year history of the Sinhalese Sports Club was unveiled, accompanied by the release of a postage stamp and a first-day cover. President Ranil Wickremesinghe took the opportunity to commend SSC players who had represented Sri Lanka in the international cricketing arena and expressing his appreciation for their contributions. Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs Harin Fernando and veterans in the field of cricket were present at this occasion.
So in this association, I think for about 66 years, you had the leaders of my party as your presidents. And that is a great honor to us. They have done so. I myself is one member who has joined a club. I was in the SSC at one time as a student when your swimming pools were open. But as a politician, I thought I should keep out of it. And politics of today is not the politics of D.S.N. Naik or J.R. Jayawardena. So more you keep politicians out as holding high office in the clubs, the better it will be for all of us. So let's separate the politics and let's separate sports. I think that as a fact, I always keep an eye on what the SSC wants here. After all, we have to carry on the traditions of our leaders. So I told the Minister of Sports now, submit a cabinet paper to give a 99-year lease to the SSC. But if you don't maintain the world standards, we might have a clause to take it back. It's not only in politics, it's not only in the history of this country that have made your contribution, but also in sports. The number of people, not only in cricket, but in tennis, in swimming, in so many fields, that's your contribution. So it's by no means a coincidence that Mr. late D.S.N. Naik gave you the 20 acres of land there. That was a part of the old Racecourse Air Squadron, Air Force base. Inside one of those hangars, we got Independence. That's where you have the Independence Hall, a national institution. So he thought it well when you establish you next to it. Remember the importance of where you are. And so many of you, your contributions my friend Arjuna, who led the team to victory. Here in this ground was that famous 624 run stand by Mahela and Sangakkara. Many other records in the fields. So you have done well, and thank you. I want Sri Lanka to become a champion in cricket. I want you all to come to that. The contribution the government will make is we are setting aside ₹1 billion this year and even more next year to have a trust with one of your members of the SSC heading it, Siddharth, to pump into the rural schools to play cricket and to play good cricket and to have their own big matches. There's a gentleman who wants to ban big matches. I want to tell him that the age of the politics of Kirti Vijay Bahu is over and we will continue to play the cricket matches. Why is it that I want? I want at least 1,000 to 1,500 schools with cricket teams. 1,000 to 1,500. Why do I want 1,000 to 1,500? Because then you all will have a big pool from which you can select your cricketers. Not a few hundreds. More that play cricket, we will create the base. It's up for the Board of Control and clubs to develop it. So we like to work together with you. And the government will start a scheme, we'll work together to ensure that we can bring cricket and make Sri Lanka leading light in cricket. That's what we want it to be. And we are prepared to help in it. And I know we'll have the support of the SSC in achieving our targets.
Mayor of Shanghai City, China, Gong Seng, has agreed to extend their support to Sri Lanka in all sectors. This agreement was made at the discussions held with the Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena today. The Chinese top officials are invited to Shanghai to study the relevant sectors to help Sri Lanka. Shanghai is one of the leading harbour in China that has plans to have strong relations with the fast-developing Colombo and Hambantota harbours in Sri Lanka. They also had an agreement to have strong connection between Shanghai and Colombo and Hambantota cities. Earlier, Sri Lanka has signed a fraternity city agreement between Colombo and Shanghai. The Prime Minister stated that his brother Prasanna Gunawardena, during his period as Colombo Mayor, has signed this agreement. He stressed that under this agreement, further development activities could be achieved. It was stressed that Sri Lanka can learn many lessons in the goods and container transport sector. Shanghai Mayor has assured its continuous support to enhance business and financial activities in Sri Lanka. Shanghai, with a 25 million population, has achieved an immense progress in the urban development sector. The two envoys agreed to increase flights between Colombo and Shanghai since Chinese people are very much interested in visiting Sri Lanka's UNESCO World Heritage Sites. State Minister Shayan Semasinghe and Ashoka Priyantha, Prime Minister's Secretary Anura Dissanayake and several others participated in the discussion. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena also engaged in an observation visit to China's Huawei company today.
Minister Manoj Nanakar says that a courageous operation was launched under the leadership of the President to rebuild the economically collapsed country and that the endeavour has become successful at present. The minister made these comments at the launch of the Jayagama Sri Lanka Mobile Service Centre at the Gamini Mahavidyalaya grounds in Vavuniya today. Minister Manoj Nanakar said that Ranil Wickremesinghe is the leader who worked hard to enhance the collapsed economy of the country. People suffered a lot during the past period at the queues of the fuel station, and the foreign debt has reached $5 billion. Our migrant workers have sent about $10 billion by the end of the month this year. The tourism industry has also developed significantly during this period. All institutions attached to the Ministry of Labour and Foreign Employment were present at the mobile service provider services to the persons who are intending on foreign employment. The smart boards were also distributed for smart classes in the schools where children of migrant workers are having their studies. Public awareness programs on obtaining foreign employment opportunities have also been organised. This two-day mobile service will be continuing tomorrow as well.
March 12 movement says that people should cast their votes at the upcoming elections, getting rid of the subsidies mentality. Convener of the movement, Rohana Hettiarachchi, expressed these views at the annual conference of the movement held in Viharamadevi Park in Colombo yesterday. Convener of the March 12 movement, Rohana Hettiarachchi, said that the government has declared this year as an election year. The presidential election is to be held compulsorily. Moreover, the government can hold the local government election and general election at any time. These elections are decisive for the people and the country. Therefore, voters must reject the subsidy-accompanied politicians. Some may bring job forms, various financial assistance and political bribes. The voters act in a responsible manner and reject all these politicians and subsidy politics. People should vote for political parties not considering the welfare facilities pledged by them, policies of them to build up the country.
A significant ceremony took place this morning at Isipatanarama Viharaya in Maharashtra, team patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
The occasion marked the handing over of the credentials for the positions of the Chief Sangha Nayaka to the Uva Vellasa and Colombo and the Noble Upadhyaya to the Ratmalana Vihara sector in Kote Sri Kalyani Samagi Dhamma Mahasangha Sabha of the Siam Mahanikaya, to the Venerable Maragama Nanda Nayaka Thera, who currently serves as the including the Valukarame at Kolpiti. In recognition of the Venerable Maragama Nanda Nayaka Thera's religious and social contributions, the Ratmalana Vihara sector of the Kote Sri Kalyani Samagi Dharma Mahasangha Sabha of the Siam Mahanikaya bestowed upon him the prestigious position. The formal scroll memorandum was presented by the Mahanayaka Thera of the Kote Sri Kalyani Samagi Dharma Mahasangha Sabha of the Siam Mahanikaya, the Most Venerable Ittapane Dhammalankara Mahanayaka Thera, while the Vijinipata was presented by the President Ranil Wickremesinghe. During the ceremony, the Venerable Dr. Nyangoda Vijitasiri Nayaka Thera, Anunayaka of the Malwattu chapter of the Siam Mahanikaya, delivered a special exhortation. The Mahasangha senior advisors of the National Security and Chief of Presidential Staff Nayaka, Parliamentarian Gamini Lokuge and people's representatives were present at the occasion. Now, Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Ruwan Wijewardena, says that Sri Lanka, Podujana Peramuna and the Samagijana Balawegya are having talks at present to extend their support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
He said that he believes that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe will contest the upcoming presidential election as the common candidate. Ruwan Wijewardena met chief prelates of Malwatta and Askiriya chapters this morning and received blessings of Mahasangha. They also discussed the current political situation of the country. Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Ruwan Wijewardena, said that the UNP extends its support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe as the common candidate of the upcoming presidential election. Many factions of the SLPP and SJB are also ready to support him. Anukumar Disanayaka's speech made in Canada was not successful. It has no proper plan to rebuild Sri Lanka.
Minister Susil Premajayantha says the relevant Gazette notification issued within the 35 vacancies in estate schools. They will be recruited and given a basic training by May this year and sent to the relevant schools. Minister Susil Premajayantha said that there is a severe shortage of teachers, especially in estate schools. There is a shortage of students at national education. The number of graduates are also at lower level. The minister said, therefore, he has instructed the governors of the central and Uva provinces to recruit 500 extra candidates as teaching assistants. The ministry will recruit them and train for diploma within a period of 3 years. After having passed the diploma, they will be recruited to vacancies in provincial schools. Until then, they will only receive a monthly allowance. In that manner, 2,535 teachers are to be recruited by May this year. Here's more local news in brief. The Venerable Maharagammananda Thera was elected as the Upadhyaya Thera of the Ratmalana chapter and the Chief Sanganayaka of the Uva province in the Colombo district. These titles were conferred by the Kalyani Samagidharma Mahasangha Sabha. The Venerable Malwane Panyasara Thera offered the Sannaspatre to the new Nayaka Thera, while the Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena offered the Vijinipata. The felicitation ceremony was held at the Paramadhamma Chaitya Pirivena in Ratmalana under the patronage of the Anunayaka of the Malvatta chapter, the Venerable Pahamune Sumangala Anunayaka Thera. Money, vehicles and property earned illegally by long-term drug smuggler in the Aungala area, Shanti alias Kudunoni, will confiscated today. This was done by an operation conducted in the southern province under the patronage of the IGP Deshamandu Thenakon. The special operation is now active in Gaul, Ratgama, Ambalangoda, Koskoda, Aungala and Benthara areas. IGP Deshamandu Thenakon said that police have acquired a large amount of money, wealth, property, fishing vessels, vehicles and houses earned illegally by drug smugglers living in the areas from Gaul to Benthara Bridge along the coastal belt. These acquired wealth and properties will be reported to the High Courts and an order will be received by the High Courts to confiscate them. A book compiled by Chandrapala Liyanage titled Ratak Watina Gamak was launched in Colombo yesterday. Retired Professor Gamini Alves delivered the keynote address. The aim of this book is to stress the importance of self-sufficient village economy to develop the national economy of the country. Many politicians representing both governing and opposition parties were present at this occasion. Awards and prize-giving ceremony of the island-wide graphic poster competition organized by the Chinese Media Collective was held in Colombo today. Chief guest of the event was Director of the National Development Media Centre, Milinda Rajapaksa. Awards were presented to competitors under state and private sectors. 76 amateur officer teachers trained at the Run Tamari National Cadet Corps Training Centre passed out today. Director of the National Cadet Corps, Brigadier Fonseca and several others were present on the occasion.
That's foreign news after a short break.
විදුලි බිලෙන් හරි අඩක්ම වැය වන්නේ ශීතකරණයටයි. අවශ්‍ය දෑ ඉවතට ගත් සැනින් දොරවසා දමන්න. අඛණ්ඩ විදුලි සැප
We take a look at foreign news now. In the United States, Sam Bankman-Fried, once known as the Crypto King, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for stealing $8 billion from customers of his cryptocurrency exchange FTX.
At his sentencing hearing in New York City, Judge Louis Kaplan said the crypto's former gold employee had known he had created criminally and had shown no remorse. Bankman-Fried said that he made mistakes but not admitted criminal wrongdoing in one of the most biggest financial frauds in U.S. history. It caps as a meteoric rise and fall of the 32-year-old, who is in less than 3 years built a multi-billion-dollar industry and lost it all. At $32 billion before it went bankrupt in 2022, Bankman-Fried crafted the public image that drew in celebrities, politicians and business titans. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland praised law authorities for their outstanding work in bringing him to justice. Bankman-Fried has vowed to appeal his conviction and sentence.
"45 people have died after a bus headed to an Easter conference crashed in South Africa's Limpopo province yesterday. According to the foreign media reports, the passengers were pilgrims traveling from Botswana of the Zion Christian Church in the town of Maria for an Easter conference. An 8-year-old girl was the only survivor who sustained serious injuries but is now in stable condition. In a statement, the Limpopo Province Department of Transportation said that according to reports, the driver lost control and the bus fell onto a rocky surface some 50 meters under the bridge on a mountain and caught fire. Rescue operations continued until the late hours of yesterday evening as some bodies were burned beyond recognition and some were trapped inside the debris and others scattered around the scene.
Now to sporting news. Sri Lanka participated in the Super 12 round matches of the three-a-side Asian basketball tournament in Singapore today. Supun Mudyansalage, Simran Yoganathan, Pavan Gamage and Kandim Mendis played against Mongolia in the first match today. After a sharp contest, both teams scored 13 points each to tie the game at full time. However, during additional time, Mongolia scored another 2 points and won the game. Sri Lanka played their second match today against Thailand and lost 21-9. In the preliminary round, Sri Lanka defeated Indonesia, Northern Ireland and South Korea.
Captain of DSA Nanaika College cricket team, Gaviru Senhas recorded a double century at the big match against Mahanama College played at the SSC Cricket Stadium in Colombo. This big match, named as Battle of the Golds, has been organised this year for the 18th occasion. Captain of the Mahanama team is Dumindu Ranatunga. Mahanama won the toss and invited the DS team to bat first. Gaviru Senhas launched a leadership innings, scored 200 runs not out. Malik Pereira scored 118 runs. DSA Nanaika College team declared the innings with 370 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. In reply, Mahanama College team scored 94 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of the day. Tomorrow is the final day of the match. The second and final test match between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will commence tomorrow in Chattogram.
Sri Lanka recorded 328 runs in the first test. Sri Lankan captain Dhananjay De Silva expressed his views regarding the match.
Everyone can't get runs, in the same day. So I think if the top order fires in this match, I think I don't have to bat in the match. Definitely, we got 20 wickets in the last game from the pacers only. So I think if the spinners comes, into the game in this match, it will be easier for the pacers, tackle them and share the wickets between pacers and spinners. It's only one match, they have been performing in the last few matches, so I think I have no doubt about that. They will definitely perform in this match.
England won today's match in the Under-19 Tri-Nations Women's Cricket Tournament. They defeated Australia by 35 runs. This is the second match of the tournament, which is played at Mahinda Rajapaksa grounds in Hambantota. Batting first, England women scored 146 runs all out in 19.3 overs. Jessie Groves' player scored 57. Hazard Grills claimed 4 wickets, and in reply, Australia could only score 111 all out in their 20 overs. The next match between Sri Lanka and England is scheduled to be played tomorrow.
Prima Stella Set Yogurt.
ජය ගන්න වැඩි වෙන්න.
That's it for tonight's English News Telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Netra TV நேசத்தின் நெருக்கம்.